No, we're here. The meeting is being live streamed. Got it. Uh-oh, what does it mean? So we're all here. Is everybody there?
I'm here.
Everybody okay?
Yep, I just making sure everybody's just quiet. And I can only see the PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Take it away, Melinda.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to 1 Million Cups. If you haven't already, please sign in on our app if you can. If you're on an iPhone, you may have to reload the app to enter your information. We use this information as a way to follow up with anybody, and so that other people on the call can see who's there. They can contact you, and we use it for attendance purposes. Also, if you would like to sign in with on the chat and let everybody know who you are, that way our presenter can follow up with you, and anybody else in the meeting today can follow up with you. 1 Million Cups is about entrepreneurship, community, and education. Our mission is to lower the barrier of access to education, resources, and connection for all ages of new and aspiring entrepreneurs throughout the United States. Our key pillars are presentations, not pitches, authentic connections, not networking, and we're run for the community, by the community. Our culture is a safe and supportive environment. We are co-owned by all who show up and support radical and intentional inclusivity. That's organizers, presenters, and attendees. 1 Million Cups is all volunteer led. We rotate new organizers often, and we fuel your presentation pipeline together as a community. A little bit more about us. We send out regular emails with information on presenters. We ask you to share content that you receive here. You can also sign in to the 1 Million Cups app on Facebook and share that with your friends live right now. And we like it when everybody provides feedback in the chat. So while we're doing things, if you've got some comments you want to put in the chat, that's very welcomed. Our organizers are Danelle Johns, Jen Dalton, Tony Barnett, Myosha Mendis, John Yu, John Ruttenberg, Renetta Jones, Marnie Miller, and Rosemarie Savino. And it's just Rosemarie and me today. Lots of vacations going on. Our first presenter is Office Evolution, and John is not here today. They are a co-working space in Tysons. They offer fully finished private office space options for small businesses. And we meet there when we're live, and we're really excited about everything that they have done for us. They are just a phenomenal partner with us with 1 Million Cups Fairfax. And Nabo, is Lisa here today?
No. So I will go ahead and speak on behalf of NAWBO. NAWBO is the National Association of Women Business Owners. And for over 45 years, NAWBO has provided a nurturing community for women business owners to come together to learn and promote one another. They've fostered strong corporate collaborations and strategic alliances, and over the years have developed into a formidable economic force and change agent for the greater DC and national business environment. I highly recommend that you reach out to them. The DC chapter meets on a regular basis. If you'd like more information about NAWBO, that's NAWBO, Greater DC Chapter, you can send an email to info@nawbodc.com or go to their website, nawbodc.com, and I'll put that information in the chat. They are our coffee sponsors this month, and they're wonderful partners.
Thanks, Rosemarie. Great job. Okay, here's a little bit about the etiquette for our meeting and what we expect everybody to do. First of all, make sure your microphone is on mute. And then when you are called on to ask a question, these are the things you need to do. First of all, use the hand wave icon in the reaction section to announce to the moderator that you have a question. Or you can type your question for the moderator to read to the participants. If the moderator says your name, please unmute your microphone, say your name, who you're with, then ask your question or make your comment. Please put your microphone back on mute when you are finished. We also ask all of you to keep your questions short, and our speaker will respond to whatever you've said and then say thank you, and then it'll be the next person's turn. I want to welcome Truth or Air, wanted to say it right, and Keenan.
Yes.
So Keenan, you're up.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And good morning to everyone. My name is Keenan Hedden, and I am the Chief Design Officer for Truth or Air, which is a education blockchain protocol. And I guess I'll start with our challenge question, which is, what are the best budget-friendly resources to attract high school, college, and graduate students to download our app on iOS and Android, and then interface with it to give us feedback? And our newest version is currently live on iOS and Android. So I'll start with our presentation. So if you could load, this is our newest logo. As you see, it's called Truth or Air. So the problems. Cost of education globally is trillions of dollars. The quality of education is often based on these costs and lack of technology. And this is hindering the education of hundreds of millions of children globally. Next slide, please. The effects of these problems is that the cost of education globally is leading to undereducation, causing conflict, destabilizing governments and their economies, impacting nation security globally. In the US alone, 43 million adults carry college student debt totaling over $1.5 trillion. Due to this student debt, graduates are finding it harder to purchase homes, and this is negatively impacting the US mortgage industry and therefore the broader US economy. So student debt is dragging down, according to the economists, the US economy, the total US economy. Our mission is to democratize education and decentralize the cost of education. So what does that mean? We are providing students around the world with high-level educational questions on a vast variety of subjects from kindergarten through postgraduate courses, regardless of their income or geography. We are providing students, parents, teachers, professors, or anyone knowledgeable about any subject around the world with a way to monetize their knowledge by either creating content or correctly answering questions on our platform. Next slide, please. Okay, remote accessibility. There are over 1.5 billion students worldwide at any given time, with over 300 million currently in college. COVID-19 has exposed a crisis as well as an opportunity in education globally. Our solution is a remote education blockchain technology platform that is designed to be accessed by any mobile device globally and on a computer. Remote education technology is rapidly being adopted by students worldwide, and is projected to surpass 243 billion by 2022, which is just next year. The solution is our solution, according to Brian Brooks, former top US bank regulator. And he stated at a Singapore FinTech conference in December of 2020, as people get more education, nations and cryptocurrency earning students and investors get richer together. And he said, I'm telling you, this should be the next Nobel Prize. It's a big idea. Now, he was speaking more from the governmental side. We're coming at this from the private side, but it's the same concept. So I think if we can get in contact with him, he's going to be a big fan of what we're doing. Our competitors are Kahoot, Trivia Crack 2, Coursera, Quizlet. There are others, but these are just some of the top 4 of our competitors and what they're doing so far. Okay, next slide. Our revenue sources and business model. Within our app, we have video ads, we have static ads. Eventually, we'll have subscriptions and in-app purchases. We don't now at this point. But the main thing is our Truth or Error Corner token. That's what it's tentatively called. And the revenue generated from our cryptocurrency will depend on the amount of global users we have interacting with the app, while gaining points in cryptocurrency, as well as the amount of investors we have purchasing our cryptocurrency globally. But our blockchain protocol is way more expansive than that. Our blockchain protocol will be integrated completely throughout our app. Our competitive advantage for remote education. You get paid. I'm sorry, next slide, I'm sorry. Our competitive advantage for remote education. As teachers, parents, professors, and students create queries on various subjects, they will simultaneously earn points which convert into our cryptocurrency. The more content created, the more cryptocurrency earned. Content creators can create education queries on almost any subject and can create very detailed and lengthy queries that are suited for subjects such as law or any probably non-high math-based subject area. As you learn, as students correctly answer multiple choice on direct answer queries on various subjects, they will simultaneously earn points which convert into our cryptocurrency. Multiple choice queries can instantly be created for students ranging from kindergarten through postgraduate university courses and certificates. Next slide, please. The competitive advantage for universal queries. This is another subset of the app. This is kind of like the fun section. It's basically pop culture trivia for someone that wants to take a break from their serious studies and they want to talk about their favorite their favorite movie, their favorite artist. This is a section that basically functions the same, where they still can earn points and rewards. Next slide, please. Our first year goals are to market the app globally to achieve 10 to 25,000 downloads before our ICO pre-sale to users globally, and market our crowdfund for app and cryptocurrency users and investors globally. Next slide, please. And then we plan to develop our Truth or Error blockchain protocols and cryptocurrency. And early app adopters and crowdfund investors are awarded pre-sale ICO coins. Next slide, please. Pre-sale ICO cryptocurrency officially announced and marketed to investors globally. And our big thing is to cross-market the app to users and pre-sale ICO to investors globally to achieve at least a 10-to-1 user to investor ratio. So basically what we're doing, we're allowing investors around the world to basically crowdfund the education of students globally. And so it's a buy-in for investors because they hopefully, the cryptocurrency will grow in value as more students attain their education. And of course, for students, they get to have something where they're earning as they matriculate through their education. So we literally have an earn as you learn business model. The last slide, I'm sorry, reward pre-ICO investors and early app adopters. An ICO is officially released on a variety of exchanges, 25,000 to 100,000 app downloads. Those are our conservative goals, but that's what we like to meet. The next screens are our next iteration of what our app is going to look like. This is the opening screen. The next slide, please. This is what our app will look like when you're on a particular section of the app. Generally, this is what we're thinking it's going to look like. This may change some, but we're thinking this is what it's going to look like. And next slide screen, please. And this is possibly what someone's pages are the screen on the app is going to look like when it comes to their cryptocurrency and what they're being awarded with and what functions that'll have. So these are just some slides from what our next iteration of the app is going to look like. Okay. Next slide screen, please. The Truth of Air advantage, why we're different. The Truth of Air coin will be directly linked to the progress of our mobile app and vice versa. Due to this fact, our coin's price and market cap, unlike most cryptocurrencies, will be directly reflected by the progress of our mobile app. Conversely, the progress of our mobile app will be directly reflected by the value of the coin's price and market cap. This reality provides our mobile app and our coin a distinct marketing advantage over our competitors in both remote education technology, as well as the vast majority of cryptocurrencies. This marketing advantage gives us the decided edge in our marketing efforts, with the results of consistently increasing the value of our coin and the advertising revenue from the mobile app globally. I'm just going to read this last quick paragraph. Our marketing campaign will focus on 3 separate target audiences. Our marketing efforts will be designed to consistently increase educational users and content creators, universal queries for pop culture trivia, and users and content creators and cryptocurrency investors. Okay, next slide, please. Thank you, and we welcome you to help us do great things. We welcome you on this journey to change the world. Education is the major component of human society and advancement. We desire to disrupt and definance the lending industry's stranglehold on students' futures and foster equity of opportunity for millions of children around the world, regardless of the circumstances or economics they were born in. Our world has many massive problems to solve, and it appears that the time is of the essence. For each child denied access to education, we are depriving humanity the potential for the solutions to climate change, cures for diseases, or the next great eco-friendly business enterprises employing millions and fighting poverty globally. Help us unburden generations of students so that they can spend their time, energy, and brilliance on solving these pressing problems. Help us unburden the eventual savers of our planet, our societies, our bodies, our minds, every living thing on the planet and institutions on the planet, both natural and man-made. We thank you for your time and consideration, and we look forward to doing great things together to do greater things for our planet. And that's the end of my presentation. These are our founding team members.
Thank you, Keenan. That was a great presentation. We really appreciate the insights.
Thank you.
Into what you're building here. As we get started in the Q&A portion of our program now, I want to just remind attendees, if you can please either physically raise your hand or go down to the reactions button on Zoom, or if you put your questions in chat, I will go ahead and ask you each, starting with Lisa Shapiro and then Deb Cohen. I saw that you put something in, and then I have a question. So fire away, Lisa.
Good morning. Good job, Keenan. Congratulations on a wonderful presentation. My question is, I want to make sure I understand. So the users of your app will earn crypto when they use the app to answer your trivia questions. Is that correct?
Correct. And also when people create content within the app, they're going to earn cryptocurrency as well.
Okay. And you're looking to reach high school or young adults because you believe that they would be the best users for the fact that it's trivia, or because you're wanting to educate them about crypto, or both?
Well, no, the subject matter can be anything. Like Truth Air can be as general or specific as someone wants to be. For example, of course, you have, let's say the wide subject of history. If someone wanted to focus on, say, the Peloponnesian War, they could have a subcategory within Truth or Air that specifically focuses on the Peloponnesian War under history, under war under history. So someone that has a specialty in that lane, they could create queries about the Peloponnesian War or any subject matter that they wanted to, as generally or specifically as they wanted to, and they would earn cryptocurrency as they're creating content and as people are interacting with that content within the platform.
Okay, so for my business, which is called DC Fempreneur, if I created trivia questions about, let's say, owning a business or lean startup methodology, and people answered my questions, I would earn cryptocurrency?
Yes, like while you were sleeping, if there were people answering your subject matter, your content, you would be earning cryptocurrency. If people are sharing it with other people, you would be earning cryptocurrency, and that's the blockchain protocol that we're going to be developing and placing everything within, so that once you create content, as that content is moving within our platform, you are earning cryptocurrency as it's being promoted throughout our platform.
Okay, I'm glad I asked. I think that's really interesting. So I believe one of the best ways to reach and attract high school students is obviously through all of the latest things that are on social media. In addition to, I would say, offer rewards for referrals, like people who go out and get their friends to sign up. I'm sure you may already have that in place. Like, my kids are 13 and 17, for example. And Snapchat and TikTok and all of that is all the rage, which I don't even have either one of those on my phone. But so, do you have something in place that would reward young people to refer their friends to download the app?
Yes. That is implemented, but it's not implemented yet because our blockchain protocol hasn't been implemented. But yes, basically any interaction within the app, if you invite friends and then they invite friends, you're going to get rewarded for the friends that they invite. So it's going to be an exponential effect based on any interaction that you have within the app, or basically any chain reaction that you cause within the app, you're going to get rewarded for it.
Great. Okay. Yeah, I think that is one initial idea. The other idea is, I would really look to see, like, because, I know we always say that, how do we reach kids? But a lot of times it's also possible that you're talking to parent groups or something. Like, what if you did a presentation to, let's say, a PTA group? And Melinda's shaking her head. Maybe that was her suggestion. Is, it's also possible maybe to go into a college campus and have free pizza and do a demo presentation. So my recommendation really is to go out and find people who are influencers that have a broad network, and really use them as, make it attractive for them to share it with their friends and their network.
Yes.
If I can think of some of these groups, I will absolutely share. For example, my son is a wrestler and he wrestles on a team. And, being one of the first people to learn about something and sharing it with your entire team could be, if somebody is interested in crypto, then it would make sense for them if they understood that they could earn by sharing. I think that would be a good way to go. Yes.
Thank you. Those are excellent ideas. And
Keenan, which state are you located in?
Well, North Carolina.
North Carolina. Okay. Thank you.
Great. Great insights, Lisa. Thank you. Great questions. So, Keenan, I'm not sure why our Facebook Live has stopped, but I will try and get it running again. So Keenan, Deb Cohen had asked a question in chat. Deb, do you want to go ahead?
Sure. Good morning.
Good morning.
Actually, I have a couple of questions for you, Keenan, but the first one was, do you have a website in addition to your app?
That's the next thing that we're going to be developing. We're going to have a website for users and basically to provide more information about our blockchain protocol. We haven't done it yet. We're just live on iOS and Android at this point, but that's the next iteration that we're moving to have where someone can basically use our app on the website on a computer, but also provide more information about what we're doing.
Got it. So I have a couple of ideas, but let me ask you a question first. So anybody can create content. How are you vetting the content that is created? So if somebody creates a question, you know, multiple choice question or whatever that helps people learn a particular or test their knowledge. How will that be vetted?
Well, right now it's vetted from a peer-to-peer aspect. If someone creates, like, let's say you create a query and you accidentally put A is the correct answer and you meant to put B was the correct, you accidentally tap A and you meant to tap B was the correct answer, and you send that out, then we have basically a way where someone can challenge you that no, you know, B was the correct answer, A is not the correct answer. And then, you know, you can take that down. If someone is violating our terms of service, then that will be reported to us. And let's say somebody has X amount of points or X amount of cryptocurrency, and they have severely violated the terms of service, then the person that reports them, they will get rewarded some or all of their points or whatnot. So it's basically a peer-to-peer process where someone gets report, kind of like Facebook, where, and then of course, eventually we're going to implement AI to do a lot of that for us. But to start out with, it's going to be a peer-to-peer, basically honor system amongst peers, and people will get to report content that is inappropriate and be rewarded for doing so.
Got it. So I'm gonna, can I continue? Is it okay if I continue? So I'm gonna take you down a little bit of a technical road, but let me tell you, my name is Deb Cohen. I'm a management consultant, but in nice to meet you as well. But in a previous life, I was a college professor and an association executive. And in my job as an association executive, I oversaw certification processes and certification exams. And so I know a little bit about the technical side of questions. And so what you described in terms of peer-to-peer, that's great. You know, somebody might say, well, it's B versus A, but questions themselves can be very difficult to write, and you have to be really careful in how you write those questions. And so, you know, at some point, you may want to think about more. You may want to think about vetting the questions before they actually go out to the public, because that might help your process. But one area for you to explore, and this is not necessarily for high school students, but it's more at the college level or even the postgraduate level. There are literally thousands of certification exams out there, and organizations make lots of money selling study materials to those people who are taking certification exams. And people who are studying for those certifications are always looking for ways to help them study. So if your app can provide section by section, so here are questions about project management, here are questions about accounting or human resources or what have you, you know, that might create certainly the chain that you are hoping to look for and hoping to reward. Yes. But those kinds of questions have to be very carefully constructed and carefully vetted.
Yes, yes. And one thing that we have right now is the impetus is for people that are creating good questions. They're going to be rewarded because once we involve AI and we have metrics whereby we get to see on the back end how people are interfacing with particular questions, those users will get rewarded. Like their questions will be promoted to the top of the pile. Because they're good questions. They've been vetted by peers, you know, locally, nationally, globally, whatever the case may be. And also, you know, but I definitely understand what you're saying as far as having questions vetted. It's right now it is a challenge because, you know, it's going to take staff to do that, and it's going to take, you know, the resources to have that staff to do that. So right now we're working on a peer-to-peer model, but I definitely understand what you're saying as far as vetting questions, but we're hoping that the reward system will be something that people will want to create great questions, because the better questions they create, the more interaction they get, the more cryptocurrency they earn.
Right, but you may want to think about trying to partner with some sort of a certification development organization who's trying to do that, because associations, for example, they use their membership to create questions. They use a peer-to-peer process. Gotcha. And within that process, they vet those questions. But, you know, oftentimes one of the metrics that an association or certification body will track is how much does it cost me to create a question? And oftentimes it's $150 or $200 per question. meaning that that's how long it takes. So if you could partner with some of those folks in creating a process that allows them to crowdsource creating questions rather than, you know, using their own sort of system or technology. Historically, it would be people in a room creating questions or people submitting questions and then getting in a room to vet them. So today we use technology as opposed to a lot of that, you know, face-to-face kind of stuff. But a partnership with some, you know, organization might allow you to perfect the process and help an association at the same time. And it could allow you to test it as well.
Excuse me 1 second. I'm sorry. My phone is going off and I didn't cut this alarm. I'm sorry. Hold on 1 second.
Great feedback, Deb. Thanks for the info. I know Melinda's been capturing some of those notes in chat. But if you want to go ahead and just double check that she did a great job in getting it all in there, and then we'll move on to the next question now that Keenan's back.
I'm sorry. I apologize for that.
You're doing great, Keenan. We're capturing all the info. Deb, did you have anything else before we moved on?
Nope.
Thank you
so much. Thank you so much, Deb. And I'm definitely going to research and find those groups. If you can you put into the chat maybe a good way to find those?
Sure. I'll put a couple of links.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
Awesome. So Keenan, I'm going to ask you the next question. Then I have Melinda, and then Paige. You had put something into the chat. So after Melinda, if you want to address that directly with Keenan. So Keenan, here's my question for you. Your challenge question is how to attract students to download your app and then get you some feedback. So I don't know that you went into detail about how you're attracting users right now. But my question is really, are you working on a particular campus with a particular organization or in a particular chapter, channel, distribution method to get users right now? And have you contemplated that?
Yes, I've reached out to several local universities. It's kind of like finding a pin in a haystack, finding the right person that understands what you're doing, what you're trying to do, and then, you know, connecting those resources together. So that's what we're in the process of doing now, is trying to reach out to, you know, one university and get you know in the door, and then, you know, go from there. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Can I suggest, if that's the case, that rather than going to the administration, that you work directly with the students, that you find either a Greek society you're connected with, a tutoring organization that may be in a local university, something where you can help the students help themselves. Maybe it's even an economics club where they might be currently studying crypto, or they might be studying entrepreneurship. And you give them the opportunity to use this for free, to be a beta tester because they like that kind of thing, and come in through the student perspective rather than through the administration perspective. And then what you can do is follow up on all that great input from Lisa about TikTok and Snapchat and everything else, because then you'll have people who've used it, who are influencers, who can take it from there and really run with it, as opposed to an administration that's putting this out there for students that's not getting really any benefit. Most universities are not being paid by crypto. They don't anticipate being paid by crypto. And given how they're probably struggling, it's not the first thing on their mind. But for students, they live in a different reality. And if they can get help studying, learn something about how entrepreneurship goes, and make money through crypto while they're doing it, they understand that better than the administration does. So I would recommend find an economics club, find a tutoring society. If you have connections at a university with some student club, go that way first and start there, and tell them you're testing, and tell them that you want their feedback. And I think you'll get a lot more traction that way.
Yes. And that's definitely something that we try. I mean, we tried to reach out to students. So far we found that it's like, students can be like, what's in it for me type thing. But hopefully we'll reach the right tribe of students that see what we're doing and get excited about, because actually what we found is that when students enter queries, they become what we call test makers instead of test takers. They actually retain the information better because it kind of forces your brain to think differently. Like someone stated, creating questions is difficult.
Yeah.
And so the Socratic method, we use the Socratic method, question and answer, versus if you're doing answer and question, it makes you retain the information better. So it will help all kinds of students in study groups or whatnot. Like, I was in law school over 20 years ago, and I wish I would have had this because it would have helped me and it would have helped my study group at the time.
There you go. I think that's a great competitive advantage. So Melinda, you're up next with questions. Paige, I don't know if you want to ask the question you put in chat live. AJ, I know you mentioned earlier that you're going to have to leave us. So I'll ask you to go after Paige unless you're leaving us in the next minute or two.
I will be leaving in the next minute or two.
Linda, do you mind just waiting one more minute? Because we know AJ is on his way out the door. Sorry, go ahead, AJ. Keep it quick, though.
Yeah, I'll keep it quick. I just want to kind of piggyback off of what you were saying. So when I was part of a startup called Mobile Campus back in the mid-2000s, the way that we found our way in through the universities and working with universities is working with university student governments.
Okay.
So that was the biggest way that once we got the student government board on board, like the student government president or whoever was running for president, he was very much like, once we were able to kind of show them, hey, this is a really cool technology that you can leverage. They were the loud voice because they were student body resident for that university that was able to reach all the students. So we didn't go to the president of the university or anything else. We went out to the student vice president, student president, and kind of made them the champion of our app. And they were able then to go to the university president and say, hey, us as the students, we want to bring this on our campus. So that's one way to really look at it from my perspective. And that was just my quick little tidbit. And I got to head off.
Thanks,
Thank
AJ.
you so much.
If you can just remember to put that in chat before you jump off.
Sure.
And Melinda, you're up. Unmute first.
So it's okay. AJ, I put it in the chat for you if you need to run. Wonderful presentation. Loved it all. Started to focus in on the who, which you were asking for, and I'm going to ramble a list real quickly and then put it in the chat.
Okay.
First and foremost, I said fraternities and sororities, but I'm going to go one level higher. Sororities belong to Panhellenic. Fraternities belong to Interfraternity Council.
Mm-hmm.
And the Black fraternities and sororities belong to a combined Interfraternity Council.
Okay.
And that's the hierarchy of all that. And they have national headquarters for that. So they get the alumni and they get the college kids.
Mm-hmm.
And what I would probably ask you right now is, offline, let's talk about the universities that you're working with nearby and if they have fraternities and sororities, and I'll show you how to get in there real quickly.
Okay. Awesome.
But the concept of going to these organizations on a national basis is they all have nonprofits and groups that they work with, and a lot of the things are very focused on children. So I think that's a really, really great way to do it. My quick question, which really makes a difference of how I answer your question, is what age of kids? Are you looking at preschool where they're just learning to read and play and do things, all the way through college or all the way through graduate school? Or is it a specific demographic, specific audience? Because there are a lot of groups for networking for young people as they graduate, like young professionals. There are also a lot of trade associations where you can get teachers and principals, and that's a really good way to go. You might even want to be at some of the conferences they have, and they may have conferences on a local basis basis that you can pilot and put together your booth and everything to set up programs. You also may want to look at daycare, because that may be another way. PTA, as we have said. And then I started thinking about, as I've worked in different programs, like when I worked with Dannon, I was going after soccer moms, and that's
Mhm.
sports, and that's a really big organization that you can get to. I also started thinking about they still get books in school to read from, or they still get curriculum online. The publishers of this, there may be a way to work with these publishers, and they may be able to become partners
Mhm.
by helping you fill your database. My question are you like a Wikipedia, but for education and with, a different kind of currency? Some of the other fast ideas that I wrote down, the award system is really, really important, and putting together a continuity program or a ambassadors club, but you won't call it ambassadors at at kids level. You'll make it more fun. I also was thinking about studying materials and like the dummies books. Dummies books are being written in all different areas today by different people who write the books, and they publish. They just use the name dummies, they license it. But that may also give you a lot of questions and things that you can put in there.
Yes, absolutely.
And the last one I've got, I have a client, or she was a client, she's in Chicago, and she did scholarships for kids
Wow.
going to college. And the way she earned the money was through recycling. I'm thinking that you may give them another currency that they may be able to use with the kids, that they can then get money for scholarships and
Wow.
college scholarships. So that's a partnership I do want to help you put together, or at least engage the two of you in conversation.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, to answer your question, right now we think our target demographic is high school and or college kids, because we feel that that's an area where things can spread out from there. Like, high school and college kids have younger brothers and siblings or whatnot and friends. And so, if like we have a base in college, we feel that we can get down to high school, and then we can get down to middle school and go from there. To that answer, hopefully that answers your question as far as a target demographic for now with limited marketing resources. And then as far as what we are, yeah, we call ourselves like Wikipedia mixed with Jeopardy, mixed with blockchain. Is basically what we are, because we are information curation platform, and we're just bringing in and putting it all on a blockchain protocol, so that each person will actually have their own node in the blockchain, so that everything that they do, or everything that's exponentially created from what they do, they get credit and they get rewarded for within the platform.
You can also go after big corporate scholarships and big people, from Microsoft to Procter and Gamble, where they may want to put something behind an effort like this, because
Wow.
they're always trying to educate.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because really, like, companies say HR, they could put query, like anybody can create a subcategory within our platform. You can create it, for your child. You can create it for like let's say you had Jordan Elementary, Miss Smith's second grade math. She could create that and have it specifically for her students. And as we go, we're going to have AI protocols where she can track what the students are answering, what questions they're getting answered, what the majority of students are getting right, what they were getting wrong. So she or he will get feedback on what they need to teach on more and what they need to teach less on, because the majority of the class is getting it. But for corporations, you could have HR questions. You could have things that multiple choice questions that your employees need to know, and it doesn't have to be daunting. It can be fun, but it can be put within our platform, and answers can create it and be answered by employers as well. So yeah, I definitely love that. You know, would love to speak with the corporations as well about the power of our platform.
Have you thought about, or are you doing YouTube videos to teach teachers how to put their curriculum into your platform?
Yeah, we haven't done it yet, but that's something that we definitely want to do. And to, you know, get the word out and really use, you know, the power of YouTube and leverage it. But yeah, that's an excellent idea. It's just going to take building more of a team to do those types of things, and we can we'll go from there.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome and comprehensive feedback, Melinda. Thank you. I know a lot of that's in the chat already, but I'm sure you'll continue to post it. Paige, you have been prolific in comments. I welcome you
I have
to.
a question.
Oh, yeah, Deb, I'm sorry. I meant to say Paige has been waiting, and then
Oh,
Deb
go ahead.
after Paige.
Okay. Hi, Keenan.
Hello, how are you?
I'm sorry that I, don't have my video on, but I'm having a bad hair day.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I'm having one too. I was trying to get shaved yesterday, and I ran out of time, so I'm having a little bit of a bad hair day myself.
You look okay. You look.
Thank you.
I just wanted to tell you that from square one, I looked while we were having our meeting. I sneaked off and I looked for you on Google, and I saw right away you popped up. You were at the very top. Truth or Error was what I Googled. But you're listed in Google as a video game, which is a little strange. But what you need to do is you need to register your business.
Okay.
With Google.
Okay.
For free.
Okay.
If they say anything about Google ads that cost money, just say no, thank you.
Gotcha.
You don't have to pay a penny. I'm serious. And what you do is you go to Google My Business, and you just follow their instructions, and they're happy to help you. Their instructions are easy. And then you'll have a little box that's bigger on the right-hand side when anybody Googles you. And then you can add your website later. You can register your business without having a website at all.
Okay.
Which is interesting. You can add the website later after you register your business.
Well, thank you.
And that way you're a lot more findable, because Google is the #1 search engine. And you want people to be able to find you. They're going to Google you. They're going to say, "Oh, I've got this guy's business card," or whatever. Or
yes.
they met you. They're going to try to Google you. And right now you need a better Google presence.
Yes.
And, so do that first. Another thing is I looked you up on LinkedIn, and it looks like you only have 3 connections. Well, I know you can do better than that.
Yeah. I've been trying to find somebody that knows the mastery of LinkedIn or whatnot to build that platform out, and I've been trying to change it. And it's just trying to juggle so many things. I just haven't been able to figure it out or find someone that can help me get it figured out. So
okay, well, you know what? You can learn anything from YouTube.
Yes.
Go to YouTube and say LinkedIn lessons, or I need to learn LinkedIn, and they will, there'll be somebody with a video that will show you on the screen exactly what to do and how to start. And then once you get yourself, and I'm an introvert. I don't really connect with people very well. I've got 500 connections, but it took me years to do it.
Yeah.
The next thing to do is, after you just, get your toe in with LinkedIn. People think that LinkedIn is for getting a job.
Yeah.
But it's so much more. It's really, it's more than social media. It's about connecting professionally.
Yes.
CEOs talk to other CEOs, and that's
Yes.
how you want to connect with your universities, is through LinkedIn.
Yes,
And
you're right.
the way to make yourself look good and smart is to put the information that you had on your slides, which was very well written, very good presentation.
Thank you.
Write an article on LinkedIn.
Okay.
write more than one article. Make each article short, make each article about one thing. If you
Gotcha.
so that each article is only about 2 paragraphs long, maybe
Okay.
3 paragraphs. Just a quick read. And if you can have some kind of a picture that goes with it, that's even better. Anybody who goes to LinkedIn and sees that you've written articles, they will look at them and they'll go, oh, wow, this guy is a CEO. Whoa,
Wow.
and
Okay.
that'll look impressive to the universities if you have got a really great LinkedIn presence.
Yeah, it's something that we definitely need to develop is our LinkedIn presence. And I've like I said, I've battled with trying to get it to do, because it's a page under a page, and I don't know if I need to create its own page or what, but I definitely appreciate your feedback on that.
Great feedback, Paige. Thank you so much. And Keenan, in terms of LinkedIn, I'll just take moderator's privilege for a moment.
Sure.
I would recommend that you reach out to everybody who attended today's meeting to connect.
Okay.
And I know for sure that there are learning pages on LinkedIn. It shouldn't take more than a couple of minutes of looking around to just find a way to add your pages and get yourself up and running. Great feedback from Paige, a lot of which is already in chat. So Deb, you have the last general audience question. And then after Deb, Melinda will ask our final question for today. Go ahead, Deb.
Sure, thank you. Keenan, just a word of caution for you to be wary of copyright issues.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you that professors, as just one example, you get textbooks from publishers, and you also get test banks. So today, if I wanted to, I could go to your app and I could literally put in hundreds of questions. And there's lots of questions out there in the public domain, but you also just need to be careful about where are the questions coming from, and are you in danger in any way of any kind of a copyright violation. And also, I think, if somebody were to just put in hundreds of questions, that's kind of gaming the system. It's trying to make money on something that they, happen to have, laying around. And that's just, that may or may not be the model that you want. So just that word of caution.
No,
But best wishes to you. I actually have a 10 o'clock meeting, so I need to scoot, but best wishes.
Thank you.
Sure
Thank
thing.
you, Deb. Melinda, why don't you ask our final question of the day today?
Great, Keenan, that was just absolutely fabulous. Our question is 1 Million Cups is, what can we do for you as 1 Million Cups to help you on your journey as an entrepreneur and launching your business?
I mean, any resources that you at 1 Million Cups may have. I'm open to any and all opportunities, listening to advice, mentorship. We're in the process of trying to formulate an advisory board, and then formulate our board and everything. And so any mentorship, any ideas that someone may have, I'm open to. We're a sponge. We're a business trying to grow. We think we're on to something, but an idea is nothing without putting resources, and there's human capital and actual capital behind it. So that's what we're at the stage now of trying to do those things.
Excellent, thank you. Next week, our presenter is going to be DC Venpreneur, and she supports female entrepreneurs. We're all excited about that. Our upcoming schedule, we've got risk analysis on the 4th of August, and then we're open. So we need everybody to help us find presenters. We do have a few others that are in our queue, and we're starting to talk to them and figure out when they want to come. But if anybody can help us with that, we would be really, really happy. This is our newest group. These are our brand ambassadors, and that's Dan Lender, Gresham Harkness, John Foster, Sarah Condi, and Reggie Holmes. They must all be on vacation today.
Okay.
What does it mean to be an ambassador? We felt as the leadership team that we really could use some more support helping us find presenters. So what we asked them to do is to share our meetings and the content and our newsletters with their networks. And then we like them to join us at least once a month, but whenever they can on Wednesdays. And we want them to keep their eyes open for entrepreneurs that have a business that they may have challenges on, and invite them to a meeting, let them see if they like the format and all of us, and become presenters. So we are looking to grow our ambassadors. If anybody is interested, please let us know. You can let any of us organizers know about it. Some of our past presenters that have been doing things, and I think it's time to change the slide, but Manifa has been doing really, really well. She even got into a 10-week program with Macy's most recently. Bone App Suite has been at Walmart, and then Connectpreneur has been doing a lot of really, really exciting things. Upcoming events, and I didn't see Jennifer here today, but I'll take these at the end of the meeting if you guys want to wait for a second, and I'll put them into the chat. There's a young professionals meeting on Wednesday, and actually, Keenan, you may want to find the young professionals in your area of North Carolina and see what
Okay.
they're doing, because what they do is they have service projects and they like to get behind organizations. So that's why they were on my list.
Okay.
Women Mean Business Monthly is another group of the Central Fairfax Chamber. They've got a Rock the Block party this coming Friday. And what's exciting about it, I guess, wait, it's next week. That's this week, is it's a party on Friday. Everybody's invited. Asian Festival on the Main, Northern Virginia Roundtable, and many more. Does anybody here have anything that, well, we'll finish this and we'll come back and I'll ask you guys for events or anything else to announce. I want to thank everybody for coming today. Entrepreneurship is a lonely journey, and we acknowledge the barriers you might face in starting and growing a business. 1 Million Cups community is fueled by passionate entrepreneurs who are looking to support and learn from people like all of us. On behalf of our organizing team, we invite you to join us every Wednesday morning and let us know if you'd like to get involved. Keep building. The Kauffman Foundation works with communities. They are our parent company, and we're really proud to be part of that. Thank you, everybody, for coming today. We look forward to seeing you next week. Anybody, I'm going to open this up so we can all see each other and stop the search or stop